Hi. I am making dinner, and I'm thinking of those that I went on the grocery store trip with this past weekend, the Fuff Inferno people. We talked a lot about food prep. We talked a lot about how to prepare your veggies. And I'm sitting here getting ready to make dinner, and I thought I would broadcast this because it is dinner time-ish for people in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm getting ready to make my vegetables for tonight. Thanks, Blanche. I'm getting ready to make my vegetables for tonight. So I was thinking of my Inferno people, and I wanted to kind of put this out there and share what I'm going to be doing tonight. But I also wanted to share with you that what I do tonight, I can do in various ways. So thank you for the hearts. If you're like me and you don't like eating the same thing over and over and over again, then you might like this. It's a very, very, very easy way to prepare vegetables, because otherwise I wouldn't do it. I am not a very creative person in the kitchen. I like to get my veggies done. I like to get food ready. I don't want a lot of tricks. I just keep it simple. So thank you. So I wanted to share with you what I'm doing tonight, and you could do this pretty much with any of the vegetables you have at home. Whoever's giving me those hearts, thank you. I'm using a zucchini, and I'm going to skin it, and then I'm going to dice it up or cube it, however, it doesn't really matter, right? I'm going to do that, and thanks. And then I also have some baby bello mushrooms. Now, I prefer the taste and the texture of a baby bello over anything else. So I prefer to buy these over any other mushroom, especially the canned. Blah. And I know Ember was kind of against this on the weekend, but I do buy my peppers like this because I use them for everything, and I don't want to cut up a big one and have to package it and store it in the fridge and cut it up later. This is the perfect serving size for me, and sometimes I want red, sometimes I want yellow, and they have orange, and so I like the convenience of the smaller peppers, the smaller bell peppers, versus buying the larger ones. Thank you. I hope that means you agree. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and this part's boring, I'm going to cut up my veggies. Thank you, Blanche. I'm going to cut up my veggies. I'm taking the stems off. We don't eat the stems. I'm taking those off. Oh, and I should say this. This part's boring, sorry. I'm going to cut these up, but you can serve it in several different ways. And I wanted to tell you this first before I put it all together. I like to marinate mine for like 15-20 minutes, maybe half an hour at the most, because you don't want the veggies to get too soggy. And then I either broil them or I kebab them and grill them. If I can grill, I will. And I grill year round. Even if it's snowing, I'm outside grilling my chicken. So, or whatever is grilling. So you can put them on kebabs, throw them on the grill. Or, and I have this as leftover. This is some whole grain spaghetti noodles. You can put it on that and just add some extra olive oil so that the noodles will, in fact, I store mine in the fridge with extra olive oil so that the noodles don't get dry. Just a little tip. And I also add some minced garlic in the container so it keeps the flavor. But you don't want to store these longer than 4 or 5 days, just being honest. Thank you. So, so with these veggies that I'm making, you can serve them on kebabs. You can serve them on a bed of pasta. This happens to be spaghetti. You could do linguine, penne, whatever. You could take some romaine lettuce and cut it up and just serve it as a salad. I tend to do that a lot too. Where's my spinach? Oh, I don't have the spinach. Sometimes I add the spinach with the romaine just to kind of make it a heartier salad. Or you could just eat this as a side. So that's basically all I do with my veggies. I'm gonna go ahead and prep them. It's gonna be boring. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. then I'll have something to talk about and you won't be so bored. And for the 3 of you that are watching, thank you for hanging in there. And if any of you are on Valerie Boatner's team for the Inferno, and she has Periscope, please invite her to see this because I wanted to show her what I do. We were talking about this at the grocery store. So I'm just taking my baby bellows, and yes, I did clean all my veggies first because I knew I was going to be doing this, and my surface is clean, and I'm just taking them and I'm cutting them into 4s. If I was using the kebabs, I'd probably, oh yeah, I do that too. Like I said, I use these for a lot, and tonight I just happen to be doing a mixed veggie dish, so I'm just showing you what I'm doing tonight. But I do use these peppers a lot, and I know Ember's against it, but I do. That's a serving size for me. I can take that whole pepper and dice it up, throw it in an egg. Done. Same with this, you know. And tonight I'm going to take it. I'll show you what I do. I cut the heads off. Okay, then I cut it in half, so you have 2 halves. Then I cut it in half again, so now they're quarters, just like that. And I put it in with my mix of veggies. Again, I'm a very simplistic person. I don't do anything fancy. I do take the seeds out. So if you have any questions, you'll entertain me. Okay, and one more. Okay, so now I've got those 3 peppers in with the baby bellows. And I don't measure either. I know I'm horrible. I don't measure. I just kind of eyeball it, and I think about how hungry my husband's going to be. And if there are leftovers, you can totally reheat them the next day too. And this guy's too small to cut up, so I'm just going to put him in like that. I do have a red onion, so I'm going to use some of it. I don't use the whole onion. I take the wrapper off, of course, the skin. And what I do is I just take this part and cut it into little slices. We do like the onion taste, but we don't like it to overpower. So I just cut it up like this. I don't know if you see that. And I throw it in, because they do shrink up a little bit when they're cooking. Or if that's too big for you, just cut it in half again. Again, I am not Martha Stewart. I'm just sharing with you something that was talked about at the grocery store, because people are always looking for different ideas. And this one is super easy, and my family likes it. At least my husband does. Okay, so now the zucchini. I skin the zucchini, of course. He's already cleaned, but he was organic. But still, I always think about how many people have touched the zucchini before it got to the store. I mean, do you think about that? Do you think about that? Anyone? Okay, well, I do, especially if it's in a bulk setup. I always think about how many people helped to get that piece of zucchini to the grocery store. You had to pick it out of the garden, whatever. Okay, so I take my zucchini. Hi. Oh, thanks, Courtney. So I take my zucchini, right? All I did was cut it in half. And now I'm just making chunks out of it. Again, I'm not Martha Stewart, so it's just chunks. Okay? Thank you. Just chunks. I have another zucchini here too. Oh, wow, thanks. Love the hearts. Love the hearts. Okay, so I'm peeling my next zucchini because we really do like the zucchini. I'm peeling the next one. This part's boring, so, oh, thanks. This part's boring, so just ask your questions if you have them. I really don't. Thank you. I'm not doing it for the love, but it feels good. Okay, so again, I cut it in half. If I was skewering this, I would make these pieces chunkier, but I'm not. I'm just doing like a stir fry tonight, so they're not as hearty as they would be if they were on the skewer, because when they're on the skewer, they fall apart, right? So, okay. So, here's my mix. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but I'll hold it up. So with my hands, I just kind of mixed it up. So there's the baby bellows, there's some peppers in there, there's some red onion and zucchini. Now, for the flavor, and this is the part that if you know Valerie Bogner, I really want her to see this because we talked about this at length. This, let me get the full one. This is my grinder of choice. I do everything with this grinder. It's the Italian herb grinder. Everything, everything. I don't know if the store-bought one is an equivalent, because that was all that was available for you, Valerie. I'm talking to you. I don't know if you're even watching this, but thank you. This is my favorite because you can put this on chicken, you can put this on fish, you can put this on pasta, you can definitely put this on veggies. It goes on everything, and I'll tell you why. It is so good. Okay, it includes rosemary, black pepper, red pepper, garlic, onion, sea salt, tomato, and parsley. Boom. And if you're 21 day fixing, freebie. So this goes on everything. I don't know if you caught that, but everything. Okay, so here are my veggies. Extra light olive oil. Why extra light and not extra virgin? Let me tell you why. I'm glad you asked. Extra light can be used in any recipe, right? So if you're trying to reduce your vegetable oil intake or your butter intake in your, thank you, in your cooking recipes, this can be an excellent substitute. It's extra light because you can, thank you, because you can't taste it. Extra virgin is good for you, but there's a taste to it. It's made to be a dip. It's made to be part of something else to give it flavor. This has no flavor, but it's good for you. And sometimes Costco carries the larger bottles. Thank you for the love. That's awesome. So I try to buy this in the huge size. Oh, thank you. But again, Costco is kind of hit or miss with this. Oh, I'm losing my tripod here. Okay, so if you go to Costco and you shop there on a regular basis, sometimes you'll find it, sometimes you won't. But make sure you get extra light. No taste to it, okay? So, I'm glad that was helpful. So here are my veggies. I don't know if you remember me saying this, I don't measure things. So, I get this, it's a gift from my grandmother, right? So I'm sprinkling this on. I'm gonna guess that was about a 1/4 cup, okay? So I'm just gonna mix it up. And I always say this to my fixers, the more color in your plate, the better it is for you, right? So if you have just white on your plate, chances are they're carbs and they're not very good for you. So try and get as much color in it. I don't have a lot of fresh veggies. I'm kind of going off of Ember's suggestion today. Work with what you got. Because normally I'm going to the grocery store all the time. We were just talking about that the other day. I also normally have Himalayan salt, but I'm out. So I'm using sea salt today. Again, whoop, there goes my tripod. And my son's about to come home, so he's going to interrupt this broadcast as well. Hello! Hi. I am. So take this, just a couple rotations, just a couple, okay? And you give it a good stir as well. So I'm stirring that up, okay? And lastly, no, not lastly, I'm sorry. If you have fresh garlic, go for it. I go through garlic way too much. So I just went with this option. This you can get at Costco as well. I buy it in bulk, right? It's ready to go. Again, I need things to be quick, easy. So, I'm gonna spill this. I'm losing my tripod. I'm sorry everyone, this is very unprofessional, but I'm trying to get this done as soon as possible. Okay, so garlic. I like a lot of garlic. Like to keep the vampires away. You see all that? I'm gonna give that a stir too. Okay? So, extra light olive oil, minced garlic, sea salt to make the veggies sweat. I know that doesn't make sense in the culinary world, but that's what I do. I put it in there and have them sweat a little bit. And then I add Italian grinder. I go crazy with this. You would have to apply it as much as you like the taste. I love a lot of flavor, so don't be surprised if I sit here for the next 20, 30 seconds and just keep adding it. I love it, I love it, I love it. So I'm doing this, now I'm gonna give it a stir and I'm gonna do it again. Okay. I'm gonna show you this in just a moment. Okay. And it's a new bottle too, so it smells so good. And what I also love about this, again, please let Valerie know I'm posting this. I love that you can adjust the coarseness, right? Like if you like thin or fine seasoning, you can click this or move it to a little bit thicker or even thickest, and it basically comes out in chunks. I just like it light to medium. Okay, so before I stir it, that's what it looks like. I don't know how clear this is for you guys, because sometimes when I watch the playback, it's not very clear. Okay, garlic, extra light olive oil, sea salt or Himalayan. Himalayan is better for you if you have it. The Himalayan pink salt and the Italian grinder. That's it. That's my veggies. That took literally 15 minutes, maybe. And this is ready to go. So I'm gonna let it sit for like another 10, 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna bake it tonight or stir fry it. I'm still going back and forth. And I'm gonna serve it with my kids' chicken. I'm gonna have it on a bed of romaine. If you have quinoa prepared, thank you. If you have quinoa prepared, it's so good with quinoa too. I mean, literally, this can go with anything. And like I said in the beginning, you could even cut the pieces bigger and skewer them? Skewer them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, skewer them. Make kebabs out of them. It's so good. Grill them till they're charcoaled. So good. It smells good, Courtney. Smell. Hold on. Smell it. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. That's Cooking with Christy. It's official. Cooking with Christy. Oh, and if you wanted to, I'm not a huge fan. You can even add a little bit of balsamic when you go to eat it. Some people really like the taste of this. I need to have it like very light, so I wouldn't marinate my veggies with it. I would just maybe add this at the end. But if you love it, you could add this to the marinade as it's sitting here for like 10-15 minutes and then cook it up. So hopefully that's helpful. Please, Fuff Inferno people, don't be afraid to try new things. Check out your veggies that are on sale at Kroger. Come home, go to allrecipes.com, and then the top in the search bar, just type in that veggie. If you've never cooked with it before, type in the name of that veggie in the top search bar and they will give you suggestions. Like I did that the first time I bought eggplant. I lived in Italy for 3 years and other people made it for me, but I had never made it before. So I went and bought eggplant and I went to allrecipes.com. I typed in eggplant in the search bar and you can pick what kind of dish you want. If you want, you drink balsamic. That's so gross. You could do a side dish, you could do a main dish, you can do a veggie dish, you can do whatever. I think they even have a category for grilling. If you want help navigating that site, I'm almost a pro, except at the tripod. They also have an app. Allrecipes.com has an app. So, just saying. Make it quick, make it easy, make it good. Hope this was helpful. And I will see you all at the studio soon. Or if I don't know you, go to my like page, facebook.com/Christy Kilgore PT. Bye.